Hey y'all, back with John here doing a BMW X1 transmission fluid change. This is the rear wheel drive, so hopefully pretty simple. I did not do the ZF fluid. I did the liquid moly fluid, this stuff. I went to FCP Euro and bought the kit they suggested. It comes with 7 liters of this stuff, and it comes with this transmission pan. You get the whole pan, comes with a gasket, filter, all kind of built in and nice. New hardware. And then it comes with this, oh, that's the fill plug. Sorry guys, I wasn't sure what that was. I thought it was a drain plug, but I was kind of confused because the drain plug is plastic right here. But they give you a new fill plug. That's pretty nifty. Yeah, there's 7 more liters of it over there. Yeah, so I think this is going to be, fingers crossed, halfway straightforward. Looks to me like it's a drain from a drain plug. Pop the pan out, probably get a little more fluid, and then I'm going to measure that fluid that we get out, because I could trust that it takes 7, but I also just want to know how much I got out, and then maybe know how much to put back in, because I'd rather do that. Finding quantities on this car is a challenge. If somebody has a link or something to somewhere, I would love you. That would be great if you could post that. Look at this. Look at that little clip right there. Hold on. Oh boy. I had it on the wrong video. I apologize for that, guys. I had the video facing the wrong way. I just took this vanity panel off right there. Couple small bolts, nothing crazy, that many bolts. There, that many bolts. But what's cool, look at this clip. This clip is pretty cool right here. So this makes the panel, holds the panel up for you as you're screwing it in. You just got to kind of rotate it off and it lines up with that slot over there. That was a really nifty little design feature right there, for sure. So, we've got a couple things here. These are all going to come out. All these bowls are here at some point in time. The drain plug is right here. Anyway, this is the drain plug. And this right here is the fill plug. Can I show you that right up there is the fill plug. So yeah, we're going to, I'm going to crack the fill plug just ever so slightly. So as you guys know, I have one rule of thumb if you haven't worked on something before, that you haven't been the one that opened and closed stuff. I always make sure I can open the fill plug before I open the drain plug, so I can get my fluid back in. Be a bad day. So we're gonna crack that open, and then the vehicle is still facing slightly downwards. So I know it looks like it's up, but I guess my driveway is sloped enough. It doesn't bother me too much. Just I know that when I start dropping my pan down, and I start with the back, I'm probably still going to have some retained in there, so just kind of got to be aware of something like that. But and then which side it's going to fall out of. But yeah, so now I'm going to do that. All right, 2 things, guys. Fill plug is a 8mm Allen head, and the pan bolts is a T40 Torx. So, know that going into it. I know this might sound crazy, guys, but since, again, I can't really find quantities, and I know they gave me 7 liters, I cleaned out one of my drain pans extremely well. That way, if for some reason I get more than 7 liters of fluid, I've got some I'll put back in. Yeah, that's not the greatest practice. I'd like to not do that. But I also want a working vehicle, and an extra liter of fluid that is a little bit old, compared, mixed with 7 more or something like that, I think that's okay. So yeah, I just want to always make sure the vehicle can get off the jack stands. Oh, you know what? something tells me it ain't going to be a perfectly clean process. So we're going to take the T-handle, start loosening right there. Well, guys, you know how I always tell you to do the fill plug before the drain plug? And then, you know, you saw in the video I did the drain plug before the fill plug. Yeah, I spent the last 30 minutes getting the fill plug undone. Yeah, I'm that absent-minded. So, yeah, well, I, did all the old good tricks of PB blast and a good old hot wrench, and yeah, it came out. It was fine. It's all good, but it definitely took a little bit of patience and a little bit of love and a little bit of heat, and it was okay. But yeah, don't break the rule I said for you not to break. I literally don't know how I completely missed that after I just said it. So, I'm not perfect. We'll go on from here though. So now we're gonna take the pan off, and then we are going to let it drain out a little bit, put the new pan on, and then go with filling some fluids. Quick method to possibly figure out the torque value of the torques that are on there. This one have not Googled it, have not even looked for it, whatever. They're those little small torques like this guy right here. Here you go. Right there, these little guys. Look, these are going to be pretty light on torque anyway, and honestly, when I've done small bolts like this for my Camaro and stuff, man, my truck has like 25 of these things holding the damn trans pan up, and it yeah, so anyway, it's always pretty light torque. There's nothing on the other side. I said it. So I'm going to take the torque wrench, put it in put a left-handed. I'm going to just slowly crank up the torque to see when it, doesn't click. And then that way I'll try to figure out some of the prevailing torque right there. I'm going to guess it's just a guess, in the 8 foot-pounds range. It's complete guess, but I just have a feeling that's what they might be. So we're going to see. All right, guys, I'm just going to just kind of film the area here. I mean, there's a bunch of bolts around the outer edge here that you got to take off. And, this is going to retain some oil. So we will see how much it retains. Hopefully the pan's deep enough where I can kind of lower it without getting any sort of mess on me. But that's a hope. So again, here's my torque wrench. I'm going to go lefty-loosey here. We're going to start with some of these and see what they do. Okay, well, it's set at 5 foot-pounds, and let's do this just for shits and giggles here, guys. I want to go righty-tighty real quick here. Well, so it did 5 foot-pound. Well, maybe my torque wrench doesn't work in reverse, but it is a pretty light torque. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to go try to find the torque value. I apologize I don't have it, but yeah, so we're going to give it a shot. Alright guys, this is where it gets a little tricky. I've got the 4 corners still in. So what I'm going to do, I do want to try to lean this backwards. I think I can kind of slowly drop the pan. So we're going to loosen this. Keep the pan here. Loosen this one. You can definitely see the pan starting to lower. I'm going to loosen this one as well. I'm going to see. Where am I? So I'm going to see if anything starts coming out here. I'm going to take this one corner all the way out. So nothing's pouring out yet, which is a good sign. It means it's probably below the pan rail level. That gives me a little hope I could do this without getting covered. I got this corner out. I'm also going to now, so it gets tricky and yeah, you're going to be holding some up for a while. I'm going to try to take this out and see what happens, all right? Okay, well, it's still held up pretty good with the two front pan bolts. So at this time, it's going to get to be a little bit of a juggle contest here. I'm going to hold this up with my hand. Start to loosen it. So it still is not letting any oil out. So that's a good sign. So I'm going to hold my hand up. This is going to get tricky, people. So we're going to loosen this guy. Take this one out. So now, come on out. So one pan bolt left in. I'm pretty much holding up the whole pan. I don't feel much weight. I'm going to try to get this one out now. So it is, hold my right hand, get my left hand up here. So I'm still pressed up against the oil, or the face, the sealing face right now. Now I've got my, let's see here. All right, so I've got this, all the bolts are out. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually move this pan so I can lower this nice and smoothly down to the ground. Okay, you can tell the filter is still grabbing a bit. So you're going to have to be a little bit gentle and kind of work that O-ring. I'll show this to you afterwards. I can feel the O-ring still. I would be very gentle, very, very gentle. Okay, it's coming nicely. There it is, okay. Now you just got to slide it to the one side because there is this clamp here. Well, maybe that's panning out now. What I thought was a good design might have been a bad design, but let's see. Alright guys, we're gonna take a risk here and get underneath it, but we gotta kinda okay. There you go. Okay, coming down, just come down nice. We get one hand on this thing, kind of like a server. Whoa, boy, there's definitely fluid in there. You can feel it sloshing. Take it easy. That is not it. Whoa, we got a little bit. We're close, guys, we're close. Okay, my arm's underneath it. That is definitely not as bad as I thought it was going to be. There you go. Whew. All right. Hope that was good. So here, let's take a look real quick for you. So you can, you can see a little bit of oil piled there. It's very small, very small. I'm going to move this back over here. I'm dripping some oil. There you go. So you see that's where the filter O-ring is going to pop in when you put stuff on. This is your transmission right there. So now, all right. Jesus Christ. All right, guys, so I'm going to let that thing drain. Oh, boy. Whew. I'm going to let the thing drain a little bit. Kind of a little oil on the phone screen there for you guys. A little bit of greasiness there. All right, so, yeah, that was not bad at all. So now we are going to, pretty much put the new pan on and start to fill this thing up. Go from there. So I've got oil in that pan. I'm going to drain into my other pan. I'm going to first put the other pan on so we're not dripping so much shit on the driveway. So yeah, this looks pretty self-explanatory. So front right here, it's going to pop in. I would take a little bit of, take your finger, use some of the old oil, or any oil, really doesn't matter. Lubricate that O-ring. I also like just put a gentle lubrication on the entire. So I lubricated this O-ring right here, and I just put a little bit along that face. You know, O-rings don't really like to go on dry. Again, this is a face seal right here, so it's not like critical. It's not sliding past something. But in my opinion, it can't hurt to put a little bit on there. I know you can make the argument there's going to be oil up against it, but I'd like it to be kind of all softening a little bit there. Yeah. Put a little bit on there. Do not soak it, or else you'll see a trace of it. But yeah. So that's all good there. Got my pan. And we're going to slide it back on. Alright guys, well, so what we're going to do here, take a look at your mating surface, make sure everything looks good. If it does, I'm going to slide this up like this, gently, very gently. We're going to slide it past everything. There you go. So now you can feel that. You're just going to have to feel the O-ring where it needs to go. You'll feel it. And then, you know, get your holes pretty lined up. And then just kind of wiggle it on there. There you go. And you'll hear that O-ring come in. And you'll be good to go. Alright, so I'm going to get this one out of the way. I'm going to grab my few bolts. Let's see here. I'm going to get a couple of them started. Alright guys, well all the bolts are snug now, and I'm going to go try to find a minor torque spec of some sort. Alright guys, after a quick little Googler, you know how I said about 8 foot-pounds? It seems to be I'm finding 7.3 foot-pounds. And they want you basically go center outwards, so I'll show you, but and then you could probably find, I'll put the link in the comments or description, but so start, you know, on the driver's side or passenger side, and then basically work your way out. So go bolt 1, bolt 2, and then we'll keep working vice versa like this all the way through the whole sequence. So you're kind of X-crossing your torque, and then eventually you get to the rail on the front and back, basically. So yeah, we're going to do 7.5-ish, 8 foot-pounds, and we're going to do that. Hey guys, I'm just going to go over the torque procedure on the old pan. It'll be easier. So I went from here to 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 there to center to center to center to center. So just kind of walk your way around in an X pattern. The one video I found, or the schematic I found, had more bolts, but that's how you do manifolds. That's how I've done some manifolds, other trans pans. So I mean, I know that is a general direction. That's good. Squeeze from the inside out, basically. But yeah, so do that. I backed it down to 7 foot-pounds. It felt a little bit better. So I was at like 8, 7 was probably about right. So yeah, yep. Alrighty, so I'm going to start with 4 liters just in general here, so you'll see where I'm going with this. So, fill plug's coming out here. Okay. So, I just have a nifty little thing on them. I don't know, you're still gonna probably have to use your pump later on, your hand pump. But these got like a little tube here that I'm gonna try it, see what it does. But yeah, we're gonna go pumping in some fluid here if we can. Hopefully it's gonna work really well. Oh Jesus, that's not good. That's not gonna work. We're gonna grab the pump for sure. There it is, man. Well, one tip, guys. So I had that in there too far, actually, and it was shooting back out at me. So you're going to have to kind of hold it away from some face in there. But I'm going to stop the video. You guys get the gist. I'm going to put 4 in, then I'm going to put 4 liters in. I'm going to go pour some out into these 1 liter containers so that I can see how much I get. And then I'm going to add a little more to some of my other containers just to see. And just slowly go there and see how much fluid I got out. So that's the process right now. Hey y'all, I know this is a different setting than normal. I just wanted to follow up on my BMW transmission video. I needed to finish the ending to this, as I think ended the video with some interesting stuff. Trying to get the car at a proper angle, all this other stuff, whatever. But I was able to get a hold of a BMW tech that was helpful to me, and learned some stuff, asked some questions. So you have to fill this transmission while the vehicle's running. So it was definitely a challenge to do, because I only put it on ramps, and trying to pump underneath that vehicle with just ramps is tough. So I actually had my wife help me. She started the car. She had the fluid and the pump out from underneath the vehicle, and I had the line going into the fill spot, and then I had her pump it. I had the vehicle still a little bit nose left and down. I wanted to get a little, I wanted to make sure it was full. I know it might be, you want it level ideally, but I didn't really have that option. So anyway, yeah, that's how I did that. The one thing that is frustrating is the fill plug is about 2.5–3 inches from the exhaust. So time is of the essence as the vehicle's running. And yes, it does not leak when that fill plug is opening and the vehicle's running. So it's pretty cool. And so, yeah, I was probably a 1/2 liter to 3/4 liter short when I filled it the first time. I actually put in like 1.25 liters, but I say that because I know I was at a downward angle, so I think I probably got a little more than I probably should have in there. But anyway, the vehicle's been driving for like 5,000 miles at this point in time, and everything's fine, everything's shifting fine, feels fine. So yeah, that is how you actually fill the transmission fluid, and honestly, super easy, and clean. Like as a little bit kind of, I'd get one of those syringe transmission pumps, where you suck in a whole liter and push it in and make it a little bit easier. But yeah, I mean, overall, that car has been a dream to work on. I know that probably some people have issues with other more in-depth stuff, but some of this basic stuff has been pretty darn nice. So Anyway, I hope this helps somebody. If you have any questions, just ask. It really was not bad to do that if you knew what you were doing from the beginning. Thanks, everybody. See ya.